Hello everyone, this is Carl. I have forgotten on my previous update overview video version 1.165 the updated flight log. The Airbus A320-200 entry is probably my first. Look here, the 2nd of May or the 5th of February. It now shows the usage instead with the instead of the tooltip, you get a detailed log for entry. The tooltip now shows the reward. This one is a one-off job, and these 00s, it's spawn despawn. Let's see if there's a job change somewhere. This one, 300 ER. Separate rewards. This one, the MiG-29, has 50,000 bytes, almost 51,000. I'm still unable to delete this. I have to find that player who still possesses this, or I'll have to force delete the data. Okay, 2024. A Strike Eagle. Right. Separate logs for the Dornier Sea Star. First instance, job chain number 1. And job chain number 2 is the second. In a future video, I will demonstrate how to log hours with your Aeronautica from the Tom's Gambling Establishment. The last entry, the job chain with the Japan Airlines A350-1000. And still the old names for the Milwaukee Airport. Bill of Body, and that's the Sandris, Lernevo. And then the old name for Yuncho, it's Chodaijan. Hope they fix this soon. So overflow there. And there you go. The updated flight data recorder log. Now enjoy the next video. As you come in to a version 1.166 server, you will get notified of this badge. Valentines 2026. Who knows what vehicle you'd be rewarded possessing this item. Minasan, konnichiwa, Carl desu. Yokozo, Aeronautica e. And hello to everybody. This is Carl. I welcome you back to the world of Aeronautica, a flight simulator / RPG experience. It's been a while. Life catches you often these days. So the version currently is a 1.167.1 and a patch. On the 4th of March, version 1.166 Vanilla was released. Pause the video to read the notes while I scroll down. That's a lot of boats. And it's the rest of the boats. Yeah, so much there. That's okay. Voyager's the last. Okay, and global class is the top for now. You don't need 2 scrolls. Okay, the 1.166.1 will be on a separate video. To begin, I was notified of a badge for the Space Commander. Once you have logged over 1,250 hours and a distance of 384,290 kilometers with your aircraft, you would be notified of being acquired this badge as soon as you enter a server, Space Commander. As a reward for acquiring the Space Commander badge, you get the Yamato-class Super Dreadnought space battleship. Here at Umebutsu International Airport, the pseudo Osaka. Yeah, Osaka has 2 airports. There's Itami and here, the Kansai. So the domestic and international respectively. Let's go to the hangar menu. And wow! Scroll all the way down to the... It's uncategorized. My goodness. Does this have advanced delivery capability? Alright, so this is the unpainted version. Saraba Chikuyu Tabitatsu Fune wa Uchu Senkan Yamato? Well, goodbye to Earth. We'll be leaving on this boat the space battleship Yamato. Rough translation. So this is the full title. Yamato class. So there is actually sister ships, or sister spaceships. Statistics. The service ceiling of 328,000 feet. So you can actually go beyond already. I think that's below the distance to this hangar in space. So stall speed has 0 knots. Spacecraft. Your maximum speed is 3,000 knots. Okay. How many times the speed of sound? And your range is 10,000 minus 1 kilometers. And it has 0 capacity. 0. 残念ですね。Let's press the maintenance button. So it also has its own advanced livery capability. And the default colors. 1. It's the hull. And the majority of the hull. Is it some gray shade like this? Or we'll just do a typical aircraft gray. Like this. Then color 2. Let's make it some kind of red. Yeah, not this kind of red. Make it like a decent, somewhat like this, 200, 0, it's 13. It's just approximate. And color 3, the deck area. Yeah, make it like this. Yeah. Okay, summary. Majority of the hull for color 1. Color 2, the keel and the smokestack. You call it a smokestack, or is it engine exhaust? Color 3, the deck. Now for the advanced customization. So the default option is the Yamato class, and the variant is 2205. Yeah, any fan out there? So you can change the ship name. Also the variant. Yeah, this could at least just merge these options. Just call it Yamato class and then say Yamato Ginga or something. Now you can also, which actually the proper term for that is so yeah, probably you can call it Yamato class or just call it Ushu Senkan. And it just costs you 5,000 points. Should be the default. Okay then, so your variants, the Ginga and the Musashi. Let's begin with the Ginga, or you call it Galaxy in the language of the Japanese. Ginga. So this is the Ginga, or Galaxy, variant. Significant difference there. Look at the cockpit area, and then not even a fan of the animation, so you can lecture me on these models. And there's also the Musashi, sister battleship. This is the typical comparison. This is Yamato, this is Musashi. It's like that. Ginga Musashi. Yeah. Ginga, and yeah, you see those, yeah, there's some, so it's really a transport. This one is it's mostly military, I guess. It's, yeah, so much lighting. And there's also the 2220 variant of the Musashi. It just changes the color to orange. So this is, what do you call this? Sky blue. Or is it Umiiro? Yeah. This is the sky blue. This is the orange. So blue, orange. It just changes the lights, and some lines have been removed. Really. And to reflect that, you can also call it Space Battleship Musashi. And for the Ginga, you can have to rename it to the Wave Motion Test Ship Ginga. And there is your Space Battleship Yamato and Musashi variant. Well, thank you, Austin Military, for the wonderful models of this fictional craft. And we've lost all the colors. Yeah, send it like this. And on to the update overview. Minasan, konbanwa, yokozo, Serafimo. And there's a critical lockdown in place at this facility. Doshite?
Seraphim Remnant Facility is currently in critical lockdown effective 1-800 Zulu. All personnel are to report to designated lockdown stations. Please refrain from unnecessary travel.
Okay, 1800 Zulu. So it's almost 1800 hours on the in-game clock. Okay, does this have to do with the... Oh, look at this. This is the portal, or the anomaly. Let's pick an air traffic control here, and look at this. Oh, we got a new runway. Okay, I see a halo on this Ophanim. That's what they call it. The many-eyed Angelos, or Malak. Okay, the lockdown should be in effect now. Of course. Yes, this has to do with the Ophanim. Yeah, being a minstrel show. Okay, there's not much to see except the newly remodeled facility. I might miss something interesting, but that is that. Right, the pseudo nerve base, the Ophanim. And this should be the new and improved Eagle Island estate. The last time I was here for job change, the runway had some quote-unquote potholes. So when you're taking off or landing, you would be tripping on the runway. And the typical stalls, and sometimes you would be crashing into the water, surviving or not. But I hope this update solves that. Yeah, look, we got a. This is a ship of the line. Oh, it's a schooner. No, a schooner has two masts. Yeah, it's probably a. Screw ship. Screw steamship. But nonetheless, we've got a better looking Eagle Island and estate. Alright, so first, this drone sold at Alpenblick Airfield, the Culver PQ-14B Cadet. It says here it's a variant of the Culver Cadet, a P8. It has access to advanced liveries and can do military jobs. Color 1, the fuselage and the vertical. Color 2, the wings and the horizontal stabilizers. Color 3, the flaps. And there's your cadet drone. Target drone. Alright, the next vehicle is sold at Anhedral City Airport. The British Hovercraft Corporation Hover Freighter. As you can see here, color 1, the top hull, color 2, the supports, the fins, color 3, and the rectangular support, and the flaps behind the fins. Here's your hover freighter. As you see in the Unhedral City dealership list, the Hawker Siddeley HS141 has disappeared. The update note says that its location has been moved to Unhedral International. Here's your Hawker Siddeley HS141. This multi-role fighter plane is sold at Bombardier International Airport, the Pseudo Kathmandu Tribhuvan, the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited Tejas Mark I. It has a tailhook, and it can do the usual fighter plane jobs. Oh dear. Okay, Caller 1 is most of your fighter plane. Caller 2, the tip of the vertical, and Caller 3. Yeah, this little thing. Yeah, that's your Caller 3. Here is your Tejas. We have here a Bell X-1 parked at Eisenhower Air Force Base. Originally, it was sold at that base, but now you'll have to convert this Bell X-1. So maintenance, you can convert to the improved variant for 20,500 money. Requires at least 30 logged minutes in this vehicle. That's half an hour. And do we have enough? Yeah, it's only 4.2 minutes. So we'll have to go to the database. It just gets to pull it to this digitire. Right, here's the Bell X2 Starbuster. It's wide all over. So you can do flight testing like the X1. And it has advanced liveries. Hope the X1 gets its own soon. Here's your X1. And X2. This littoral combat ship, sold at Eisenhower Air Force Base, the Independence class. So much detail in there. Life preservers. The orange at the grill. So, no customizations. So color 1 is the hull. Color 2, the keel and catamaran areas. Color 3, the deck. And here is your Independence class. 4 boats are sold at Lievis International Airport, pseudo Moscow Sheremetyevo. First, the Admiral Gorshkov-class frigate. Here, color 1, the hull. Color 2, devices. Color 3, the deck. Here is your Admiral Gorshkov. The third is another Soviet relic, the Slava-class guided missile cruiser. And Slava is the East Slavic for victory, not just Russian. So color 1 is the hull, color 2, the roofs of the upper deck and helipad, color 3, the main deck. And here's your Slava class, or the victory class translation. The last one, unfinished aircraft carrier Ulyanovsk. In game, it has its own class. Your color 1 is the bridge and the housing, the control area, or what do you call it? Yeah, the control area. Your color 2 is the main deck. Kind of needs more green, perhaps, and the main runway could be darker. Color 3, and the other decks, and the top area of this main base of operation. Once again, the Ulyanovsk. Who would buy this 815,000 Wingz points if on stock? And increase the view for your hangar view. The view from the ramp. This experimental hydrofoil is sold at Linwood Joint Air Force Base, USS Plainview. In the world of Aeronautica, it is a class of its own. Your color 1 is the hull, color 2, this line at the floaty, color 3, the roof, and deck areas. Once again, the Plainview class experimental hydrofoil. This single-engine general aviation Piper is sold at New Englandtown Airport, the pseudo-Nashua, the PA-18 Super Cub. Color 1, the fuselage in vertical. Color 2, the wings, supports, horizontal stabilizer. And where is the color 3? Hello, color 3 is not here. It could be part of the advanced customization. But anyways, here's your Piper PA-18 Super Cub. Yeah, better when the rear wheel is touching the ground. Levitation. The next aircraft is sold at Nahr Experimental Works. A cryogenic prop liner to Poliev 2 Sto 36. Tupolev 2 136. It does look like an ATR 4272, no? Okay, color 1 is the fuselage, vertical stabilizer. Color 2, the engines. And color 3, the wings. Further supports to the engines and the T-tail area horizontal stabilizer. And here's your 236, 2136. What should have been the good news for this cryogenic prop liner? Oh, it's the cryogenic materials for operation. This next one, sold at Novorossiysk Air Force Base, the Mikoyan Gudovich MiG-25. NATO reporting name, Foxbat. As you can see, the color 1 is the body, color 2, the nose, and the tips of the fins, or vertical stabilizers, and color 3, the majority of the wings, and the verticals. And look, MiG-25 now has a variant name, the A variant. But once again, the MiG-25. Yes, the MiG-25, MiG-25, plain white. The other new interceptor sold at Novorossiysk Air Force Base, Mikoyan Gudovich MiG-31 BM. NATO reporting name, Foxhound. Make this quick. Color 1, the majority of your interceptor. Color 2, the nose and the edges of your vertical stabilizers or fins. Color 3, the other parts of the vertical stabilizers or fins. Decent looking supersonic. Once again, your MiG-31 BM plus other variants. The MiG-31 BM, Foxhound. This next aircraft, a light utility one, is sold at Orkney Island Airport. The aircraft design is incorporated Super Stallion. It comes with advanced customization, so you can change it to the normal Stallion. Okay, as usual, the color 1, the fuselage and the vertical. Color 2, the wings and horizontal. Color 3, these pylons here, or supports under the horizontal stabilizer. And here is your Super Stallion. Oh dear. Again, here is your Super Stallion. Perfect timing. This littoral combat ship is sold at OSS Lernovo and her strike group, the Freedom-class. Look at the artistry. But anyways, the color 1, the hull, color 2, who knows? Yeah, I don't see any lines at the keel area, so color 2 is who knows. And color 3 is really the deck area and the roof. Here's your Freedom. Not literally your Freedom. The Freedom-class littoral combat ship. This next boat, sold at Ryskorosh Regional Airport, the pseudo Kaluga in Russia, Meteor. Its own class of Soviet hydrofoils. Here, color 1 is most of the hull. Color 2, the side platforms, grills, and lines. And color 3, definitely not the light preservers, but who knows? Yeah, I don't see any reds. Missed opportunity there. But anyways, this is your Meteor, or Meteor, hydrofoil. This minibus is sold at Suli International Airport. The pseudo Cat B in Haiphong, Vietnam, Toyota roller bus. I'll assume this is based on the Toyota Coaster, else this is a generic minibus. So it's highly customizable. I should get one once I finish this recording. So color 1 is really, that's it, the whole of your minibus. While color 2 and 3, who knows which? Yeah, maybe they're part of the advanced customization. So once again, your Toyota, or Toyota roller bus. It's a generic minibus. Notice, left-handed drive. The next new aircraft is a craftable one, the Sukhoi T-4 MS. The Sukhoi T-4 MS. So, like the strategic bomber predecessor, the T-4 Sotka. So it's a mix of the Tu-160, the Tu-160, and the T-4. Or these aren't, these wings don't move, do they? But anyway, who knows how many parts are required, but I can assume that the T-4 Sotka, the T-4 Sotka, would be the base to craft it. This MS. So it's all gray. And let's look at this Sukhoi T-4 MS. The Sukhoi T-4 MS. The first of the remodels on version 1.166, the Antonov A-40. Remember that craftable flying tank? It used to be green, but now it's, you can put any color. Yeah, it's greenish gray. Yeah, I don't bother want to craft my own at this point, but yeah, it has advanced customization. Yeah, maybe in the future I could put a separate video on the A-40. But here it is, your flying tank. Or rather, your remodeled Antonov A-40 flying tank. Now, I actually have this one for this overview, the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-15, the NATO reporting name, Fagot. So, the second remodeled aircraft, this jet fighter. So, what are the changes? I didn't get a color 2 on this one, so color 1 is the body and the vertical. Color 2, the horizontal stabilizers or the crosstail area. And color 3, the wings. And the landing gears at them. Now it comes with advanced liveries. So it's the 2 image ID scheme, fuselage and wings. Or yeah, main livery, wings. Then we will cover the advanced customization. Start with the variant part. The default is the fighter capable, MiG-15 bis. If you want to pay 7,500 Wingz points, here's the UTE. This is the trainer variant. Yeah, I guess this is the jet trainer for beginning fighters. Not beginning fighters, or beginner pilots, rather. So, This is your MiG-15 UTE. MiG-15 UTE. Let's back to the BIS. You can add an armament to your MiG-15, MiG-15. The default is no armament. You can add some SPATs, which are rockets. You can put various warheads on these Vietnam sets. Okay, so they come in groups of 16. And there's also the 48, so really you got 6 sets of 8. And there's not much significance to this. And there's no change in statistics. So once again, your 6 set S5s or SPAT rockets. You can also equip this with 2 bombs. The FAB, STO-M, SOROK-3, or the FAB 100 M43s. So this is General Bomb 1 and General Bomb 2. That's all. And once again, here's your Mikołaj Gudovich MiG-15 Fagot MiG-15. The next remodeled aircraft are the Bombardier or Mitsubishi Canada Regional Jet CRJ series. We'll start with the 100, which is sold at Rizier International Airport, which is the Studio Montreal Mirabel. Right, the color scheme is unchanged. 1 fuselage, 2 the vertical engines and winglets, color 3 the detail horizontal stabilizers and the wings. And the CRJ family now have advanced customizations. Once again, your CRJ-1000, either Bombardier or Mitsubishi. A conversion from your CRJ-200, or Dash 100 rather, the CRJ-200 Special Freighter, Dash 200 SF. Yeah, so the CRJ-200 is now advanced customization, and it has no advanced customization for this special freighter. A quick look at the model. Yes, all of these are modeled by real Perseus. Alongside the next ones, the Embraer regional jets. Looks better, but it could have been collaborated to make the Generation 2 variants, to make it in line with the current models. My honest opinion. And here's your CRJ-200 SF, special freighter. Next variant of the family, the CRJ-700, sold at Kitesboro International Airport, the pseudo San Diego International. Let's make this quick. Color scheme's the same with the 100/200. again, here's your 700. New member of the CRJ-900 family in Aeronautica, the Bombardier CRJ-900. It's sold at Linwood Joint Air Force Base, which is really the pseudo Charleston International in South Carolina. Color scheme are the same. Anti-tail strike. The advanced customization for the Bombardier or Mitsubishi CRJs tend to be similar. So for this one, we'll use a 700. Delivery has of IBEX or IBEX, Juliet Alpha 08 Romeo Juliet. What do you think of this one? It's decent enough. Alright, so the fuselage and wings are still the same as before the quote-unquote remodel. It's not been in the Generation 2 format. Well, still an improvement. Thanks, Percy. Okay, so similar, as I said. You got a base variant and then a Wi-Fi antenna. So in the case of the Dash 700, you've got a 700, 700ER, and a 550. So statistics for the normal 700 base. Now for the 700ER, you gain 34 kilometers at the cost of adding 3 knots to your stall speed. 550, you gain 10 knots of the max speed. You've got a lower stall speed by 3 knots at a cost of 4 capacity and a decrease of range by 46 kilometers. Okay, so the Ibex Airline CRJ-700 is a ER variant, so let's remain there. You can also add a Wi-Fi antenna. Let's see where it's installed. It's right over here at the middle. I think only a few airlines do this, or probably business jets as well. And according to the photo, the IBEX doesn't have one, so let's put it back at clean. And here you go, the advanced customization for the CRJ-700. It's 08. Ah, yes, it's still... yes, I hope... Yeah, eventually this is resolved by the Generation 2 style. So, Percy, I wish you well in collaboration. If not, best of luck to the modelers. これはイベックス。Yeah, this is inconsistent though. Next, we will tackle the Embraer regional jets, starting with the E-170, sold at Valois International Airport, the pseudo Luxembourg. And I won't bother buying this one because save file. But the model is similar to the 175, just one window less. See, that's a smaller door there. Here's your E-170. Next variant, the E-175. It's sold at Orkney Island Airport, by the way. But because I have two of these in my hangar, we will use this to check the advanced customization. So this one has Horizon Air, subsidiary of Alaskan Airlines. What do you think of this one? This is made by Yamatetsu, the November 652 Mike Kilo. It's a retro scheme. Operating for Alaska Airlines. Looks fine. Okay then. Right, so fuselage and wings image ID scheme unchanged. Now for the customization. Okay, so according to the photos, it's a 200. It's a dash 200, so that would mean E175. So, you want to install a Wi-Fi antenna? This is with the CRJ. So, where is it installed? Really, where is it installed? Really, it's so... Oh, there, it's there, this one, between these antennae. Okay, it doesn't have one. The real plane doesn't have one. Next, the winglet. Make it short or long. So, this is the default. Here's the long. Yeah, this must be long. It has a gray edge on it, so I'll have to reflect that. So long, short, and long, short. So if you want to get into long, you gain 4 kilometers of range, and you have extra 2 knots to spare with stall speed. And since it's a Dash 200 E170, you want it standard or long range. So let's, for now, remove the long customization, and the difference between long range is addition of 26 kilometers, but you add 2 knots to your stall speed. So if you want hybrid, you want the long and long range, you just add 30 kilometers. No stall speed has changed. So this is the rational choice. And here is your E175. And this one here is American Eagle. I guess the customization should be the same. Okay, checking the photos. Yes, it should be the same because the winglet, there's no, there isn't the, both of them are the same schemes, so 2 knots. There we go. That's it. Here's your improved Embraer 175. Regional chat. The next plane we will tackle, the variant Embraer 190. I have 4 of these in my hangar. I chose the best of quality, which is this British Airways, operated by City Flyer. Golf Dash, Lima Charlie, Yankee November. And it still has the 700 Embraer plane. And I hope someone would submit the one without this. It doesn't have to be November. So advanced delivery still unchanged, like the CRJs. Now for the, alright, before that, so the cargo variant, we'll do this after the customization of this. So, you want to add a SATCOM? Did it have a SATCOM with it? That's alright, so SATCOM, over here before the wing area. And there's no SATCOM on the past aircraft. Now for the range, you want to standard long. Well, it just adds 45 kilometers at the cost of adding 2 knots to your stall speed. So standard long, standard long. I don't see gray on the edge. There's not much visual change there. And that's it. That's it for the customization. Here's your E190. Okay, so converting to the cargo variant costs 38,200 money. Let's go to the database quickly. And here's the freighter variant. Comparing, so here's your 190F, your E190. Check the difference in statistics. your E190 freighter variant. Before I forget, the Embraer E190 is sold at Charleston, Linwood Joint Air Force Base, pseudo Charleston, South Carolina. Next, we are at Toronto International Airport, the pseudo Toronto Pearson, where you can purchase the Embraer E195 variant. Yes, this is not the E2. It's first he just made a new of this, stretching the E190. So not much difference there. Okay, color 1. So the fuselage. Color 2. The engines, vertical stabilizer, and winglets. Color 3. The wings and horizontal stabilizer. Yeah, this needs more orange. There we go. Yeah, color 2 also applies to the pylons, not just the engines. So, quick look at this Embraer E195, Generation 1. And it doesn't say E195 somewhere. Yeah, why it doesn't say? It's just, you can say in the hangar menu, but not in the dealership menu. E195. Finally, currently the only E2 variant in Aeronautica, the Embraer E195 E2. It's the geared turbofan. This one, before the quote-unquote remodel, still has the Porter, the Charlie Dash, Golf Kilo, Quebec Juliet. It's a 901. Looks decent. Alright, the fuselage wing still Generation 1. Advanced customization is just the SATCOM option. So it's cleaned or installed as in the real plane. Okay, let me compare the photo. Oh, yeah, this is a kind of a bit of an inconsistency there. Or this is an earlier type of SATCOM. Maybe it only applies to other airlines like KLM, City Hopper. Alright, so comparing with the real Porter Airlines Quebec Juliet, the SATCOM is more behind than this one. It's above this space, this window, and it's close to this antenna fin. So I will hope for the potential modelers and probably Percy to collaborate if they pursue the Generation 2 of these Embraer family of regional jets. But yes, I'll have to purchase this for posterity, because it's the SATCOM. Yeah, better than no SATCOM. And here's your E195 E2. And for reference, this one doesn't have a SATCOM. Yeah, Binter Canarias, Echo Charlie Dash, November Hotel Alpha. That's it. Name's Gran Canaria. Looks decent. However, there's no registration under the wing, so they had to put a generic one instead. And I think the same goes for this one, the KLM City Hopper. It's a Papa Hotel November X-Ray Lima. Yeah, it doesn't have any. Still the generic. And back to the porter. And that's all for the quote-unquote remodeled. It's just improved, not transitioned to Generation 2. The Embraer Regional Jet family. Welcome to First Flight Airfield. NASA 1.166. There is a fuel tank. So that saves the hassle of refueling at other airports. Now, a good place to stay. Here's some bad news for those enthusiasts of the R-38 in Aeronautica. There's no more advanced livery capability. Well, I don't understand. Isn't this for advertising? Like the Minions balloon? Yeah. Leave comments on your reflection to this removal of a significant feature, putting liveries on airships. The other airships could be next. The Norman Canyon Dash. Description has been updated. I guess the bottom information is still the same. Fly as fast as you can through the canyon. The faster you complete the course, the more rewards you get. And then the tooltip, follow a predefined flight course that tests your accuracy, timing, and ability to meet the flight requirements at each checkpoint along the way. And then the bottom description. Alright everybody, let's head on to one of the new airports in version 1.166. Let's start the engine on this Yakovlev Jak 141. And where are we going, you ask? This one here. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Okay, reverse thrust. Okay, right. Okay. Hover mode. And on our way to the carry group.
$500.
afterburners. Okay, we're past Mach 1. I can see the strike group. Okay, let's reduce speed. Oh yeah, there's no brake. Oh, that's not the brake. Okay, that's an Ulyanovsk. And that's a Kiev. We'll land at the Ulyanovsk.
500, 400, 300, 200, 100.
Alright. Okay, we're here at the Coffee MF, Miscellaneous, and Wingz carrier group. So this is the Miscellaneous, the Ulyanovsk class, and the Wingz is the Kiev. Let's properly park our Yakovlev. Oh, look at that! It's the Greyhound copycat. There we go. Do we have a job at the... Okay, intersection profile Oscar. Okay, let's end our flight. And you're currently at 2 consecutive jobs. We don't have... Oh, come on, the save spot. Okay, future review. No. So, this is the Soviet counterpart of the Lenovo, or Russian counterpart. Right? There's some aircraft being sold at the dealership. Some new, and some moved from others. Okay, the first vehicle we will check out is this naval tractor, the TAZ 10-ton. So your color 1 is basically the entire body, while color 2, okay, who knows? Color 3, who knows? Really, colors 2 and 3 are not to be determined. And here's your TAZ-10, or TAZ-10, or TAZ-10 ton naval tractor. And the other is this one, the Yakovlev Yak 44E. It's a carrier airborne early warning aircraft. So there's your color 1. It's the majority of the aircraft. Like that. Your color 2 is the bottom half of the fuselage and the edge of the fins. So we just make it like a darker shade. And color 3 is really there's various spots. We'll make it a black shade like that. Yeah, a blacker shade like this. And there's your Yak 44E. Your Yakovlev Yak 44E. So how's this compared to the Grumman E2 or C2? Looks similar, eh? Looks similar to the E2. And the C. I hope they had a C2 variant. Yeah, it's just a early warning. They don't have the transport variant like the C2 of the American counterpart. There you go. That's your naval tractor and Yak-44E. And the rest of these are just moved to this carrier group, like the jet engine from Novorossiysk, the Sukhoi Su-33, the Su-33, or Su-33, and the report name, Flanker D, and these three VTOLs. Yes, the Yakovlev Yak-38 Forger, then the variant, double-seater, Yak-38U, Yak-38U, Forger B, and the one we've already flown to this group, the Yakovlev Yak Stosorok Odin, the Yak-141, Freestyle. And I think that's all for the carrier group here. Yeah, that's the... Just purchased one of those Yakovlevs. The Sorok-4. Okay, so the Soviet era and Russian naval instruments for this carrier group. Okay, that's I can count. Okay, 11 small ships alongside the 2 carriers. And I guess that's it for the group here. And on to the next location. Good morning from you, Joe, everyone. Let's find that carrier. Let's activate the afterburners. Okay, where's the carrier? Oh, is this one? Air brake.
$1,000.
Okay, 1,000 feet. Oh, it has a arresting gear.
500.
500 feet.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50.
There we go. So this is another Kiev-class aircraft carrier. Here we go. This must be the good spot to park. Save our spot. Okay, Yunjo Aircraft Carrier Hotel. We can move an Aeronautica in there. Or some ground vehicle. Yeah, let's save for this purpose. Okay, there's no dealership. Here's the approximate location of the ZVNV. So it is before the Delta area. So it's just close to the mouth. So here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, somewhere around here. You want the exact location? It's yes, at the mouth. It's really the Delta area, even though there's no completing of the third line. So here is where the carrier hotel, the typical Kiev-class aircraft carrier. Let's see if we have any ground vehicles we can spare. Or we can use one of the... Yeah, we can use a catering truck. Yeah. Alright, let's return our Su-57 to Novorossiysk. Alright. Novoaralsk. That's the name of the Kiev-class carrier. And there we go. Yunzhou Aircraft Carrier Hotel. Now let's find the Caesarol, the pseudo-sea land, on the next section. Good evening and early morning to everyone. It's after midnight at Morgan Road Park. We have a Royal Navy F-35B to be deployed to the Caesarol. The Courageous has found a lead, or actually the precise location to the Caesarol. Now let's bring our F-35B to that disputed territory. Alright then, let's start the engines. Let's reclaim this for Avalon. Oh, the jingle sound also applies to fighter planes? Weird. Hey, Hibern is above us. And we're almost to the speed of sound. So let's reduce to 44%. Throttle. Okay, we need visual marker procedural. No, that's a lot of pallets. Yeah. A lot of crates. Or yeah, shipping containers. That's the correct term there. Okay, we have spotted the cathedral. Reduce speed. Really diving into the... Okay, 3,000 feet.
$500.
Okay, what was that effect?
$400. $300. $200.
Okay. Oh, strong are the winds today. All right. There we go. We're now at. We have reclaimed for Avalon, particularly the anhedral area, Caedral. Tom's totally legitimate nation. What else can you put Tom's name at? Royal prerogative. It has its own refueling station. And there we go, we can stop right there. So in the dead of night, we have quote-unquote captured the nation of Caedral. God save the king. And that is all for the version 1.166 overview. I'll see you on the next Aeronautica video. That's all for now. Cheerio, mates. Behold the exact location of Tom's totally legitimate nation of Caedral. Northeast of Highburn Airfield and Anhedral International. Southeast of Aukenburg Airport. And southwest of the Petrol Rig 11.